my home studio engineers? Thank you so much for checking out the Home Recording Network. I am Joel, and not too long ago, I posted this video talking about how I was looking for a free reverse delay plugin for a mix I was working on. In my search, I came across a video that seemed to have the solution I was looking for. It talked about a free plugin that I could download and use. But when I installed the plugin, my DAW did not see it, so I was back to square one. Now, if you are a Logic user and are looking for a free way to create a reverse delay effect, look no further because I have found your solution. And most importantly, it is easy and simple to do, and it doesn't involve you reversing regions or anything complicated like that. The plugin is right inside Logic and has probably been hiding from you all along. So let's hop inside Logic and check this out. But first, if this video helps you out in any way, please don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help me reach more home studio engineers like yourself that need assistance. All right, let's hop into Logic and take a look at this. All right, this is the mix that the reverse delay effect was used in. And if you watched the last video, you'll know that this was used on a keyboard part because when this band plays live, the piano player actually uses a delay pedal. So he wanted to replicate that in the recording, and that's why I was searching for this effect. Now, again, if you watched the last video, you'll know that I ended up using a plugin that I had that I didn't even know about. And not everybody has that plugin or wants to pay for it. And that's why I'm making this video to show you another way to do that. But just so you know what this effect sounds like, I'm just going to play a little bit of the verse and I'll occasionally solo the piano so you can hear what the effect sounds like.
Destiny's unaware just what will be done. And overtake the throne and sink to the bottom on our own.
Now, first, if we open up the mixer and take a look at our verse piano track here, we can see that this is sent to bus 25, and that's down here, and that is our reverse delay effect. Now, in this mix, I was using the kilohertz reverser, which again, not everybody is going to have, and that's why I'm making this video. So we have this plugin in the mix, but I'm going to show you how to do this in Logic without this plugin. Now, for people who may not know, I always use sends for any effects like this, reverbs, delays, any type of effects. I don't just throw them right on the track. I could have just thrown this plugin right on the verse piano track, but the reason you don't want to do that is because you can have more control over the effect. So after the reverse delay plugin, we have just a simple EQ, and we're actually EQing the effect itself. So you have a lot more control when you're using effects sends instead of just throwing these type of plugins right on the track. For more information on that, I should have a video on setting up, sends and buses in Logic. And that's going to be something you're going to want to implement if you're using, effects like reverb and delay, which you probably are using in your mixes. Now, first of all, let's just take a listen to the effect as it stands now. So I'll solo this effect send so we can just hear the straight effect that this kilohertz plugin is having on the track. Now, if you're watching the video, that is the effect you're looking for, a reverse delay. But how do we do that in Logic? So let's go over that. So first of all, I'm just going to move the EQ down one slot. I'm going to bypass the kilohertz reverser right there. And let's make this happen with just the stock Logic plugins. And this only takes one plugin. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put a new plugin in here. We're going to go down to amps and pedals, and we're going to go to pedal board and open that baby up. Now you might be thinking, hey Joel, this stuff is used for guitars and bass guitars. These effects aren't used for keyboards or reverse delays or things like that. But you kind of got to think outside the box sometimes when you're mixing, and that's how I found this solution. So in this mess of pedals that we have here in Logic, we can actually create this same effect, and it actually sounds better than the kilohertz reverser. At least I believe it does. So we're going to go down here and we're going to find just this delay plugin down here. So it's called the True Tape Delay. So let's just pull this into our little slot here and show you how we can actually make this reverse delay effect. This is just a normal delay pedal, but it's sort of like the delay pedal that the keyboard player uses in this band. So we have a normal delay and we have a reverse delay. So we're going to flip this to reverse. Then we need to mess with our settings down here a little bit. First, we have to set the timing up. So I'm going to click the sync button, and this is going to sync this to the tempo in Logic. And then we could select the time of delay we want. So in this case, I want a quarter note delay. So I'm going to select quarter note right there. And then with our mix, because this is an effects send and this plugin isn't placed directly on the track, we want the mix to be 100% wet. So we want this to be nothing but the reverse delay. So we have this mix at 100%. If you guys aren't using effects sends like this, you're going to have to mess with this and maybe set it to, 30, 50%, whatever sounds good if this was right on the track. But since this is an effects send, we're going to flip this to 100% wet. Now, if we solo this reverse delay with the piano, we should now hear that same effect. Now, that tail might be a little long, so we can maybe bring the feedback down a little bit. Let's try that. And that's pretty good. Now, if we play this with the song, we should have basically the same exact effect that we had with the kilohertz reverser. So let's check this out.
Destined unaware, just what will be done. A throw and sink to the bottom on our own. We're fighting for freedom.
And there we go. With nothing but the stock Logic plugins, we were able to create that effect, and it got us exactly where we needed to go. Now, this effect can be used on anything. It doesn't just have to be piano. Try it on guitar. Hell, try it on vocals. Experiment and, come up with some cool stuff in your mixes. Now, I do want to say, if you want to see how this whole song was mixed, this song will be up on my Masters of Home Recording within the next couple weeks. So you can check that out. There's a 14-day free trial for that membership, no strings attached. A link should be in the description for that. But let me know if you have any questions on this stuff, and I'd be happy to help you out. Hey guys, if you like this video, be sure to download your free Ultimate Home Studio Mix Guide with your go-to EQ and compression settings for all your tracks. And also be sure to register for my free online mix training that I hold a couple times a week so that you can learn how to make radio quality music from your home without breaking the bank.